Hi everyone, welcome back to Metalepsis Academy. Over our first 4 episodes, we've laid down some serious groundwork. We built worlds, explored the infinite branching of multiverses, dove into the infinite reflections of misanthropy, and just last time, we shattered the fourth wall. We've observed these narrative boundaries from a safe distance, but now it's time to actually cross them. Today, we're entering a territory that is incredibly close to my heart, metalepsis. Today, we're going to explore how cinema uses this mind-bending technique to challenge our reality. I'm Fatima Ahmadi, and let's cross the threshold together. To be honest, I dedicated my entire academic journey to this topic, focusing on it deeply during my master's and now continuing my specialized research for my PhD. So it's fair to say I've become quite obsessed with it. But what exactly is metalepsis? Simply put, it's the ultimate border crossing in storytelling. It happens when the impossible boundary between different layers of a narrative completely shatters, like when a character breaks out of their story or when the author steps directly into the fictional world they created. Now, there are actually many other types of metalepsis out there, but we won't have time to dive into every single of them today. Instead, we're going to focus on the ones that really matter. But before we look at our films, let's simplify the sci-fi sounding jargon. In narrative theory, metalepsis has 2 main levels. Now, of course, there are much more complex theoretical models out there, but today we're going to focus on the most classic and essential framework, which includes these 2 types. Think of them as the soft break and the full chaos. First, we have rhetorical metalepsis. I like to call this the I see you, but it can't touch your face. This happens when a character hears a narrator or breaks the fourth wall. They know there is another world out there, but they stay inside their own lane. The boundary bends, but no one is packing a suitcase to travel between worlds. But then there is ontological metalepsis. This is the hold my beer, I'm jumping through the screen phase. This is a radical one, where an actual physical jump occurs between completely different levels of reality. The character doesn't just look at the camera, they literally pack their bags, step through the screen, and sit next to you on the couch. Let's see how our movies fit into these 2 crazy categories. Category 1, rhetorical metalepsis. Stranger than fiction. Harold hears the British lady's voice in his head narrating his life. It's rhetorical because she's driving him crazy, but they aren't share a coffee in the same room yet. Anyhow, the character gets annoyed by a guy in a cinema line who is talking nonsense. So, he literally puts the real famous professor into the scene from behind a poster to prove the guy wrong. It's a fun verbal glitch where the character bends reality just to win an argument. Category 2, ontological metalepsis. The Purple Rose of Cairo. A character literally gets bored of his own movie, leaves the black and white screen and walks into the colorful cinema theater. That's pure ontological boundary crossing. Everything, everywhere, all at once. The movie forgets it's a movie and accidentally bleeds into our real world, showing actual Hollywood red carpet footage of Michelle Yeoh. Barbie. Barbie leaves her fictional pink Barbie land and physically steps into the real, messy human world to find her owner. This is a total ontological jump between a toy narrative and our actual reality. The Chronicles of Narnia. The children walk through a normal wardrobe in our world and physically step into a completely different magical reality. They literally cross the ontological border through a piece of furniture. You might have noticed that I intentionally chose films we already discussed in our previous episodes. I did this to show you that our entire journey on this channel was designed for this exact moment, to take a grand cinematic leap from those foundational concepts straight into this topic. After all, even though metalepsis sounds like a scary, complicated word, isn't it just the most fascinating and lovable concept in cinema? In the 21st century, where everything has become so complex and multifaceted, we actually need metalepsis to make sense of our world. Think about it. When you come home after a long, exhausting workday and escape into the imaginary world of a novel or a movie, aren't you taking a leap into another existence? Or when we sleep, maybe we are literally stepping into another reality that we can only access by closing our eyes. Even if you believe in the afterlife, maybe death itself is just a transitional tool, the ultimate leap into another world. You see, metalepsis might sound like a difficult word, but the experience is so deeply familiar to all of us. So, here is your meta question for today. If you could take a physical leap into the screen, which movie would you want to enter? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I can't wait to read your world-breaking moments. Don't forget to subscribe to Metalens Academy, and as always, see cinema through a meta lens. Stay with me.